Hello everyone, and I'd say hi to you today from our headquarters in New York. This is where we manufacture our gen drives, and we manufacture also our electrolyzers. As you know, we announced results yesterday. We're very excited. I'm not going to go through the details today on the results. If you want to see that, you can go ahead and go to our website. You're going to find the press release with all the numbers. You're also going to find our transcript from the earnings call. So go there if you want the details. Today, what I want to tell you is that we are super excited with the results. We announced our top line growth. We announced our improvements in gross margin. We were basically very close to gross margin neutral, 1% negative. So very, very close to gross margin neutral. Again, we did this in Q4 2025. We reduced our OPEX, our operating expenses. We were able to reduce also the net cash that we used in the quarter to 61 million, which is, I think, about 58% better than the quarter before. So all of this is super exciting. Not only that, we went ahead and reinstated our progress and our expectation to get to EBITDA's neutral in Q4 of 2026. And additionally, which is even more exciting, we increased our guidance for revenue in 2026 to 15 to 16% compared to a year prior. But here behind me, what you find is one of our 5 megawatt electrolyzers in our shop floor. Here's where we manufacture our electrolyzers. In the electrolyzer business, there were a lot of interesting and exciting things that happened, especially from a commercial point of view. We closed, and I wanna highlight this because I feel it got a little bit lost in the turmoils of the market, the ups and downs during the second quarter. We closed 50 megawatts, a 50 megawatt deal in Australia with a company called Orica. This is really important because this is the first FID large project that happened in Australia. So we have the honor to be the first big FID project in Australia with 50 megawatts. We also, I don't know if you remember, in November of 2025, we announced the award of 55 megawatts with Carlton Power in the UK. So 30 megawatts of those 55 went FID also in Q2, which is super exciting. And then we also announced the selection of the FEED for 275 megawatts in Canada with hydrogen. All of this is exciting because it's new business, but it's also showing how the electrolyzer market is beginning to accelerate. And many reasons for that, but also what we see in the European market is an acceleration of the adoption of the renewable RED III legislation or normatives from the European Union. The last country to put together a draft for that legislation has been Spain. And that is super exciting. The legislation there is very conducive for green hydrogen, and we're expecting that a lot of the opportunities that we have in our $8 billion funnel will start materializing because of these activities in Europe and specifically in Spain. So it is super exciting. Again, we had a great quarter. This is a great step towards getting to EBITDA's neutral at the end of 2026. And we're gonna continue working on that and get everything, ready for success this year. Now, as I said, here you have our 5 megawatt electrolyzer, but if you point over there we are manufacturing right now. You see a lot of activity. Our gen drive, for material handling, and very soon I will do another short blog to talk to you about our material handling business. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and looking forward to the next vlog.